And we're live! Welcome to the Lakers Late Night Podcast. I am Anthony Irwin. I am joined tonight by Harrison Fagan and Tom Fear. The Lakers lose again in the fourth quarter. This is becoming a trend. It doesn't help that, they're being steered by... No, we just won't go there yet. Harrison, how are you doing?
Pretty good. That was like a eminently forgettable game. But it was, the guys played well. There just weren't a lot of highlight plays, but it was good, solid play from a couple of the young guys.
Yeah, it was obviously a trap game in the schedule. The Lakers are getting ready. They've been on a roll lately, and they're getting ready. They're looking ahead to that Warriors game that everybody's anticipating.
They're watching tape. We got to stop the streak.
Yeah,
it's on us, guys.
They chop a close one to the Portland Trailblazers.
I don't think the Lakers can have a trap game, Anthony. They're not at that level of competence yet that we can say that.
Oh man, I like how you say "yet," like it might happen.
Well, I mean, give them a couple of years. But.
That voice you're hearing.
Years away.
that voice you're hearing is Tom Fear. You were manning the tweets tonight for Silver Screen and Roll. What was the vibe out there as that was going on?
It was. I think everyone was very frustrated. And we'll talk about this more specifically later on. But I think me personally, I sort of reached a breaking point with Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything about this team is very frustrating, with a few exceptions. But no, I didn't get the vibe that anyone thought the Lakers were actually going to win tonight, despite being pretty close the whole night. I think everyone.
That was weird.
Everyone pretty much knew the Blazers were going to pull that out. Which is not a good thing that everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of a weird vibe tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I actually noticed it with myself that as the game was going on, it was like, well, all right, let's find out how they're going to drop this one tonight, and there was nobody really speaking to the contrary. The frustration was there because the coach is making such stupid mistakes or stupid decisions, but it was just kind of this assumption of, yeah, they're going to F this one up, right? Were you noticing that at all, either with yourself or on social media, Harrison?
Definitely notice it on social media, and it's also true for myself. I mean, at this point, you just kind of assume that they are going to find a way to drop it late until they do otherwise, because they haven't really won these close games. Even going back to the first game of the season, it was kind of a harbinger of things to come.
One of those words. One of those H words.
It kind of predicted how the season would go, though, right? There was some good stuff early in the game. They were playing competitive. They were actually beating the Wolves pretty handily. And then the Wolves made some adjustments. The Lakers didn't, and they lost a game late. And that's kind of been the pattern this year. Or they've just gotten completely blown out.
Did you say the Wolves?
They played the Wolves on opening night.
Oh, you're talking about opening night. I'm sorry, I blinked out.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry. What were you going to say, Anthony?
Well, I was going to say I was watching a different game the other day. I was watching the Warriors were on TV. They were playing the Clippers when the Clippers collapsed completely, and I noticed an in-game adjustment, and it was like, whoa! It was like seeing an old friend again. Yeah, it was like, oh, you exist.
You can do that.
That was crazy, and yeah, you're watching tonight, and the way the game is going there in the fourth quarter, we're going to switch it up. We were going to go. Looks like we're going to start with Byron and Kobe, and then we'll finish with the kids. But I was watching the game tonight, and the fourth quarter is just screaming at you, get Roy back in the game. They're getting layups whenever you want. It's not going well, Byron. Get Roy back in the game. And 5 minutes go by, and all of a sudden the lead balloons up to 15. And there you are again. I mean, there's not really much you can say there, but is there an adjustment that Bass can Bass?
Yes.
Yeah,
Indian BS.
I'm from Wisconsin all of a sudden. What can that Bass guy do? But is there anything he can do in his game, Tom, that would make him less of a disaster in that role?
Well, I mean, yeah.
That was a loaded question.
Yeah, he did some nice things tonight. You saw him have like a super explosive dunk out of nowhere in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He should still be able to do some things on offense. He's pretty competent there. He has been his whole career. He's a decent mid-range shooter, so maybe they got him involved in some pick and pops or something like that. But in terms of defensively and the position he's playing at, no, that's a disaster, and that's entirely on the coaching staff and primarily on Byron. He's not a center. He's never been a center. If he is your 5 and your rim protector in the second unit, your second unit's going to get lit up defensively every time, and it's dumb.
Same question, Harrison. Same loaded question. Is there anything that you could see him doing that makes him? Because offensively it makes a little bit of sense, but he's so bad on defense. There was a play. C.J. McCollum dribbled from the opposite free throw line, went by Russell to close out a quarter. Bass was standing there ready to rotate, and he just said, "Nah, I'm good here." That was insane. You're not seeing any change there.
I mean, he could play power forward, but I would argue that that's probably not up to him. As far as being a center on defense, no, I don't think there's really anything he can do, short of developing some late career athletic burst. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Tarek Black. I mean, I'm not even that huge a fan of him.
It was his birthday.
Yeah,
he didn't play at all. And he couldn't get on the court.
Tarek Black matters, guys. Hashtag Tarek Black guy matters.
Wow.
Talk about, we'll just kind of move on from Byron.
We'll move on from that joke right there.
Oh,
move right on along.
You mentioned Kobe at the start of the show, Tom, and I didn't see him complete a pass through the first 6 minutes or so of the first quarter. That was incredible. And this is only a game after he said that he's probably best as a facilitator.
I think he was trying to facilitate via Kobe assists.
Yeah.
And because after the game, right now, Byron is arguing to reporters that Kobe still did a good job facilitating despite taking 22 shots.
Oh, my God.
He did a great job. Hey, to be fair to Kobe, he did a great job getting runouts for Portland off of his long jumpers. It really facilitated their offense.
That was something I noticed, Tom. I've noticed it throughout the first part of this game, but everybody who guards Kobe, when he releases a shot and he holds his follow-through while the ball careens off of the rim, they're leaking out, and it's leading to at least, I'd say, 5 points a game.
Yeah, and it's getting to be almost multiple times a game now where it's at least once a game where you see he has a play where he just can't really do it anymore and he argues for a foul when there was no foul, or maybe it was iffy but they're not going to call that foul.
Mm-hmm.
And he's what should be the first guy running back, and instead he halfway jogs back and then looks at the official and halfway jogs back and then looks at the official and they get a layup. And that's, I mean, his transition defense has been a problem for a while now, and it's somewhat understandable just with his age and his mileage, but that can happen, especially when you're the reason your team just gave up a possession on offense
repeatedly. It's not like it's a thing that happens once every other game or so, or once a week, but it's literally 2 or 3 times a game he shoots a 3 from anywhere above the free throw line, and it's a bucket going the other way because he just stands there. Harrison, what are the chances Byron has ever mentioned that to Kobe ever? Over under 1/2 a time that he's ever said anything to Kobe.
No, not 1.5, 1/2.
No, 1/2.
Half
so
of one time.
He just had to have said it once.
So if I say under, then I'm saying 0 times.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to take under.
I would have to agree. That's
the thing is it's on tape at this point. These assistant coaches that watch hundreds of hours of other teams in preparation for them, they know that Kobe does this stuff. If we've noticed it, they've certainly noticed it. And so that stuff is in those 80-page scouting reports that every player gets before the game. And so if they read through it and they see, if Kobe takes a jumper, just run, you're going to get some easy baskets this game. Everybody wants to score. They're going to do that. And they're going to take advantage of it. And it doesn't help that the Lakers don't have very many good transition defenders anyway. But when he's launching these long jumpers on these 3-pointers, and Portland's guards can just get the rebound the transition defense is going to continue to be a disaster. And I would even say, even if he's getting back, I don't know how much he's going to help. If he putting in more effort, I'm not sure that it would even help him that much because of the stage of his career that he's at. But it's still pretty embarrassing.
Well, I don't know if it's even an effort thing. It's a don't stand there and watch your shot while your guy is running in the opposite direction thing. Like, that's a pretty easy adjustment.
Well, that is an effort thing to a degree because he's not making the effort to get back on defense.
Yeah.
I guess. We're arguing semantics, but.
Mm-hmm. Was there any bright spot you saw from Kobe's game tonight at all, Tom? Did he come close to his season high today? He probably hit it.
Season high in points?
Yeah.
No, I think he got 20-something earlier this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway.
Tonight. No, I did not see any positives from Kobe's game tonight. And I mentioned earlier, I think I just reached the breaking point. It's not helping. I mean, There's no reason for him to be on the court right now. He's bad. And it pains me to say that. Kobe's maybe my favorite basketball player ever. Maybe that'll change once Wiggins comes into his prime because, Wiggins is my boy. But as of now, he's maybe my favorite basketball player ever, and he's just bad right now. And he doesn't realize it, and he's either delusional or crazy or both, and he's not helping. It does not help the team for him to shoot 6 of 22 from the field while not really distributing the ball well. And playing crappy defense. Almost said that word. Crappy defense.
Kobe defense, that's what it is.
At this point, if he got injured or faked an injury and the Lakers were just like, okay, Kobe's out for the season, let's play the young guys, it would be a good thing, and that makes me really, really sad.
Yeah, everything you said is insanely depressing and also true. It's as true as it is depressing.
I have a positive.
Positive. Yay!
He only took 5 threes tonight, even though he missed all of them, but he's averaging 7 3-point attempts on the year, so he's cutting back? I don't...
And 0 turnovers. Boom.
And 31 minutes. That was 32. Yeah, it was. Dude, that was like the best game he's played then, like of his life. This was better than 81 points.
It's hard to turn the ball over when you're launching the second you get it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a strategy.
Yeah, that's strategery.
I'm surprised more players don't try that.
That's that's one way to go about it. We'll go from the insanely depressing topic of Kobe Bryant to the more fun topic of D'Angelo Russell, who continues to improve night in, night out, and tonight played, I think, the majority of the fourth quarter, right? And had he not, you would have had fans asking Byron Russell, what's the dealio on that rotation?
No.
Okay,
first of all, we told you before the game not to use that.
First of all, why would they be asking Byron Russell that?
Yeah, that's not even a person.
No, it is. That's the guy who MJ hit that shot over in the finals against Utah to win it.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was, well, anyway. But what are you saying, Harrison? What do you...
I don't know why we'd ask him, but...
Byron Russell.
Why is D'Angelo improving night in, night out? What is he doing differently, would you say?
He's been getting he's looked more aggressive, number one, so he's showing that fire that they really want to see from him. And he's getting to his spots more on offense, it seems like. That aggressiveness, it's productive aggressiveness. It's not just him running into a defender and launching a shot. He's getting to the areas where he's pretty good, like those mid-range elbow areas, which for a lot of players are a bad shot, but he actually shoots a pretty good percentage on those. And so I think that that's helped him a lot. And I think that they're, 12, 13 games in now?
Mm-hmm.
I think that just that level of
13.
He's probably getting more comfortable with every game in the offense, and he's understanding where his spots are. He's obviously pretty smart to be able to play point guard at the level that he did, and has so far. So I think that he's making those adjustments. He's figuring out in this offense where he can get his shots and where guys are going to be open, and he's going to be able to hit them.
9 rebounds for him tonight, for Russell tonight. And he is a bigger point guard, obviously. He rebounded well in college. Is there anything the Lakers could do to turn those rebounds into more fast break opportunities? You would think a point guard getting a rebound would start the fast break a little more effectively than I don't think they had any fast break points tonight. Two points for the Lakers. Tom.
They could not play Kobe. Sorry, I hate to be that, but it's just like they're not going to get many fast break opportunities if the point guard is getting the fast big point guard is getting the ball, and on the wing is the 37-year-old Kobe Bryant who has more mileage than any 37-year-old player ever. It's just not going to happen. Even if they have Jordan Clarkson on the other side, everyone can just collapse on him, and there's no fast break pockets. So the answer is no.
Man, anybody hoping
I'm a ray of sunshine today.
Yeah. We're trying to get our week started off, and this is more depressing than like
it was a
Walking
depressing
Dead.
game. So I'm gonna be honest, it was a frustrating game, and it made me upset. But
no, I have to agree. It's just get ready for your work week, guys.
You know what's fun? Steph Curry is fun. If you're ever sad about basketball, just watch Steph Curry. Don't even have a rooting interest. Just be like, I'm just gonna watch Steph Curry this whole time. And he's so fun. Basketball can be fun, people. Remember.
Speaking of Steph Curry, the Lakers play his Warriors on Tuesday. Over under 3,000 points for Curry on Tuesday, Harrison.
I'm gonna go bold and take the under.
Dang, that's tough. A lot of money's coming in on that over, I'm hearing.
Yeah, 3,000 points. The Warriors have played really well, and so has Steph Curry. But somehow I think the Lakers will manage to hold him under 3,000 points, or more likely, fatigue will manage to hold him under 3,000 points.
Yeah, the 48 minutes.
How about
of the game.
this?
I think by the time he passed 2,000, he'd probably just pass out from exhaustion.
Over under 39.5 points for Steph.
Oh, that's easy over. That's an easy over.
Say easy over, but if the Lakers are losing by 40 in the middle of the third quarter, he might
Second
not
quarter.
Warm-ups.
Even worse.
I think Luke has shown that he kind of likes to ride them regardless of the score a little bit. He's playing Steph a lot of minutes from the games I've seen. Like in the preseason game, they were running up the score on the Lakers.
I checked a little bit. I haven't checked this recently. I can try and pull it up really quick. But I believe that Steph Curry is playing less minutes on average than Kobe Bryant.
All right, well then there's that to completely negate the point I just made.
You guys keep talking. He's playing 35.1, and Kobe is playing 31.1. Okay, never mind. That's flipped around.
We're good. We're safe.
Safe.
Who do they match up there? Tom, would you say Clarkson guards Curry and then?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like how well do they match up?
No.
I'll count the rings. You tell me.
That's really tough. I don't know. That's the dilemma that every team. It's not just the Lakers. Every team has to face that dilemma of who are they going to put on like who's going on Steph and who's going on Clay. There's if you put say your two guard is your better defender and then you put him on Steph, but then you're matching up Clay with a smart defender you can easily shoot over. There's no right answer there. So I imagine they're probably going to mix and match a little bit. They'll probably want to see how D'Angelo looks on Steph at first, even though it'll probably be bad, and that's not a knock on D'Angelo. It will look bad. He's 19 years old going against the
best
player in the league, who's at his position and absurdly quick and absurdly crafty and absurdly good.
I would argue that Russell should guard Curry just because he seems to be a better and more attentive defender on the ball than off. And they're going to run Clay off of a lot of screens. So I would imagine he'd fare slightly better against Curry, just to play devil's advocate. But
yeah, I think the correct answer to this question is nobody will guard either.
Well, my first answer was going to be, wait, they're going to guard them?
Yeah, we're gonna look. We're gonna
breaking coaching adjustment, courtesy of Anthony.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna see quite a few tweets during the game of how do you leave Steph Curry open so often, Lakers? How does that happen?
By not defending him.
And then to kind of round out the show here tonight, and it feels fitting, but somehow we haven't talked about Clarkson at all, who again was probably the best Laker on the court, and continues to fly under the radar. What is he averaging so far this year? I'd like to. We should know this.
I got
Clarkson is averaging
15.5 points, 2.1 assists, 2.9 rebounds in 30.8 minutes a game.
Yeah, so he's, and he's doing all that extremely quietly, which to me is as high a compliment as you can pay any sophomore. We've already talked about the buzz, or I spoke to Darius about it, about the buzz surrounding him or the lack thereof. What point what will it take for him to get the credit he deserves? Harrison.
I think it's just somebody in the media, more mainstream, is going to have to step out and say that he's played really well and that he's actually a good player, because I think that a lot of people are worried to be that first person to say that he's an actual player and not just a looter and a riot, which was the accusation last year, and that the Lakers actually found a gem in the second round. Because if you jump out on that limb and then you're wrong, then everyone's going to mock you. And so I think a lot of people are more nervous to take that step and say, you know what, this guy's actually a player. He's not just playing well because he's been given a lot of possessions. He really came back with an improved three-point stroke. He's still finishing fairly well, and he's a good player. The Lakers got a steal. I mean, this Thanksgiving, every Lakers fan should write a letter to the Washington Wizards and thank them for Jordan Clarkson.
Tom, do you think he gets... it's an easy question, an easy answer to say he doesn't get enough praise. But, again, I just don't know what it would actually take to get the proper praise that he deserves. And I think part of it is because the Lakers are so bad, it's hard to give them a compliment right now, period. I think it would take more than just his own play. It would take the entire Lakers organization proving they aren't a bunch, aren't completely inept.
I would say if he continues on the track that he's on, regardless of the team that he's around, by the end of the year, a lot more people will notice Jordan Clarkson. I think there was some reason to be hesitant coming off the rookie year that he had, where he was playing on a terrible team, where a lot of people were hurt, and they were playing meaningless games on the stretch and a lot of garbage time minutes. And even going into the year, I was a little bit cautious on overhyping him because I wasn't sure how high his ceiling was, considering I was never sure on his jumper. Mm-hmm. I thought, maybe his ceiling is a really, really good combo guard off the bench on a contending team. Like, maybe that was it. But this year, his jumpers looked a lot better, and I know that could just be small sample size, and maybe it'll come crashing down to earth later, but he looks very balanced on his jumper. It looks smooth, looks to be on target more often than not. And so that raises his ceiling dramatically. If he can be an athletic player that can shoot and can drive to the basket and can score and is athletic, I think he can improve his defense, and in turn that makes him a pretty complete player. So to answer your question, if he continues on the pace that he's on, by the end of the year, I think a lot more people will be talking about him.
Right, and thank God for that Arenas clause that basically ensures he's going to be a Laker for the next 4 years or so. So Steve Kyler, I think, lobbed out the idea that he might not be back or something like that, which I don't agree with. That does it for me. Any last notes for you guys? Oh, hey, let's play our favorite game. What's Byron saying after the game?
Well, Byron, I pretty much gave you the main quote. Was he said that Kobe did a good job facilitating despite his 22 shots, but he also was asked about the Warriors on Tuesday and apparently just started laughing. And then Kobe is citing Zen to handle frustration of losing via friend of the show, Shahan Ahmed.
Nice, there he is, Shahan. Tonight I tried to quote retweet one of his tweets today, and it's bad enough I apparently can't say his name correctly. My computer auto-corrected him to a shaman, which is not ideal either.
A shaman says
Shaman
that Kobe will play tonight.
Shaman says, isn't that the game we all played as kids?
No,
Shaman says,
idiot.
No, you're old.
Yeah, I was before Simon. Shaman became Simon.
Real quick, Julius Randle had a double-double tonight. That was cool. 13 points, 13 rebounds.
Yeah, he continues. I mean,
He didn't play like super awesome. Like he was 5 of 15, and
but I think a lot of that came from because he had 7 offensive rebounds, right? And a lot of his offensive rebounds were tipping the ball, and yeah,
he looked like the big kid at Boys and Girls Club, just with a bunch of little guys on that those possessions a couple times, where he was just playing volleyball with himself off the backboard.
Yeah. That's kind of athleticism I didn't really anticipate seeing from him much, but that second and third jump is really cool to see. Last little run through here of the stats. Lou Williams, 14 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 7 of 7 free throws. That's Lou. There he is.
Lou Williams line.
Yeah, good Lou appeared again. Actually, we should note good coaching adjustment. Just to be fair, him playing off the ball more. Byron finally figured out he wasn't a point guard. So. Good job.
He did. I know this is going to sound ridiculous because we were allowing for more playing time. I'm not sure if 36 full minutes a game is how much you want to be playing the young guys. It's probably more around like 30 to 32. Mm-hmm. But he went with a 4-man bench tonight, and he didn't play Nance, and he continued to not play Tark Black. So I don't. Like I want to be like, yay, you did one thing with a good idea, but then you Byron'd it.
That was bad, but Byron also said that Russell played more tonight because he looked more comfortable.
Sure.
So.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right,
if we're gonna nitpick about Nance when Russell gets to play this, I don't know. I feel like
no, you're right, but it looks like a very conscious decision to go with a 4-man bench, and I'm just not sure how I feel about that going forward. I mean, a 5-man bench for this team is already a little bit thin, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, it sounded like you just took a hearty swig of scotch there, Harrison. All right. On that note,
fun fact: I'm not drinking on the air.
Good to know, everybody. That does it for me. I am Anthony Irwin.
I was kind of drinking on the air a little bit.
Oh man,
it's a beer.
Yeah,
we're all getting fired.
Yeah, I'm almost always. But so we had Tom Fair on the show tonight. Tom, thank you very much for stopping by.
No problem.
Anything that you're working on for the site that we should keep an eye out for?
No, not at the moment. I'll probably have to. I mean, I might vent my frustrations about Kobe at some point this week, but no, there's nothing I'm working on in the immediate future.
Sounds good. And then, as always, our great co-host Harrison Fagan. Anything that you're working on?
Currently, no, but I'm sure I'll write a couple things after this game. I wrote about Byron saying hell no when asked if Nick Young would play a point guard today, so that was kind of a more fun post to write. But yeah, nothing too special right now in the works.
Good stuff. That is a great. It's like a great accidental meme of like him. He's just like scratching his head and it just says hell no. I think at like Superchunk was using it a lot today. It's pretty funny. And I am Anthony Irwin. I am not really working on much writing wise, but we always have our shows after every game, Lakers Late Night, and then starting or for the last couple weeks, this is how it's going to be, and then this is how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. All the Lakers Lounge episodes are going to be on Fridays, so look for those every Friday. Look for these after every single show. This will be live on iTunes or recorded on iTunes tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and thank you, Harrison and Tom, for stopping by tonight.
Thanks, Anthony.
See you.